Welcome to Stop Wasting Your Wine, dedicated to helping you discover great wines with great value for every occasion. On this episode, we interview
Paige Comrie from Wine with Paige.
Welcome back to the show. I am Joel. I am joined by Aaron. And tell you what, folks, this is kind of a big thing. We've been doing this show, Aaron, for
2 years.
2 years. This is the first one where it's just me and Aaron holding down the fort here. Mr. Colin, under the weather. We're sending him all of our good vibes today. Hope you feel better very quickly. But Aaron, I'm not going to lie to you. I feel perfectly fine about this. I mean,
we're not coming in empty-handed.
Colin's good, but we are honored and just so lucky and grateful to have joining us Paige Comrie from Wine with Paige. Paige, welcome. Thanks so much for being on the show.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to chat today.
Same here. Yes. So we're so excited to have you. We've, been such big fans of everything you're doing with Wine with Paige and excited to talk about all of that. Excited to talk about just wine in general. For the folks at home too, just a little bit about Paige. She is the creator of Wine with Paige, as we've said, where wine and photography beautifully intersect. She's a certified WSET Level 3 and certified American wine expert. I want to talk about that because I think that is really cool. She's been recognized among the top wine influencers by the Somm Choice Awards, and through her platform, Paige showcases boutique, undiscovered wines and the unique stories behind them, inspiring her audience to savor each glass. When she's not uncovering hidden gems, she's cozy with a book and her cats, or getting friends onto the dance floor, which I love. I usually try to avoid the dance floor at all costs, but sometimes I can get pulled out there. But
I just liked how those seem very opposite of each other. It's like cozy with a book or on the dance floor. That's like, depends on the wine, right?
I like extremes, all things in balance, but by balance, it's usually both extremes for me.
There you go.
It works out in the end. I love that so much. Yeah. And cats, what's the situation with the cats? We got a bunch of cats over there?
Oh, I have 2 cats, Arwen and Gimli. They're my babies.
Nice.
One of them will probably show up during this. We'll see.
I was going to say, I hope so. We haven't had a lot of animals yet on the show, but I love, especially, on work calls or whatever, too, whenever, a kid or an animal comes on, I'm like, yes, this is so good. Something to break up, the monotony of normal stuff. So love that. Love that.
I mean, you named, cozy with a book, and that's exciting. I'm diving into, I'm in, this massive book right now, and it's starting, I can't even say it's getting cold. It's getting cold out at night, I guess, a little bit. It's still, starts the day 60 and then ends the day 85. The world is upside down. But Paige suggested today's wine, which I thought was a lot of fun. It's something we haven't done before, and it's very, very different, based on the fact that I'm drinking out of a coffee mug right now, if nothing else. Today we're going to be drinking some mulled wine. Paige, why did you recommend mulled wine for us today?
I thought it was fun and different. I'm originally from Michigan. The producer is from Michigan. And it was my gateway red wine back, 10, 11 years ago when I started drinking. It was my gateway red because it's red wine with spices added. So it's just really fun and easy, not a snobby wine at all. It's easy, it's fun.
Yes, I don't think anyone's accusing us of being a snobby wine on any level.
Yeah.
I feel like we have to call that out, though, because if you're expecting, I talk about the full range of wine. I live in Napa, so I talk about, 100 rated Napa wines. But this is not that. This is just fun.
Well, absolutely. And I think it's important to shine a light on the fact that there's something for everybody. You can be very serious. Even in just American wines, you can be very, very serious, or you can have a little fun with it, and there's nothing wrong with either. And it's funny you say this was your gateway Paige as well. I know you've shared, that your wine journey started when you were in college with Wine for Dummies. Was this wine in that same kind of time period? And what was it about that, that intro that made you fall in love with wine and just, say, this is what I want to do?
Yeah, exactly. It was during that time period. I was a junior. I was freshly 21, a baby in college, from Michigan. Neither of my parents drank at all. So I knew nothing.
Same way.
Yeah, I knew nothing about wine, but I was going through a business program, and I felt like wine was something that a young professional business person should know about.
Sure.
So it was Christmas break. I picked up the book Wine for Dummies, read it, and fell in love with the concept of wine. Like at that point, I wasn't really drinking anything other than like Arbor Mist or like
Sure.
this witch's brew, like nothing like serious. I like the sweet stuff, but I fell in love with the concept of wine because I love the way. I mean, I'm a nerd and I love the like breadth and depth of the subject. There's no way you could
Sure.
possibly know everything about it. It touches history and culture. I'm an anthropology minor, so like I love the like cultural
Nice.
aspect
Nice,
of it.
yeah.
Geography, geology, religion, like it just touches so many
Yeah.
different facets of life. And I became obsessed. So I picked up Wine for Dummies, devoured it, and then over that same Christmas break, picked up every wine book my library had and just read through them. And then when I went back to college campus, there was this cute little corner wine shop, and every week I would go and get a different like noble variety as told by Wine Folly. And I would sip the wine, pick up some food, nerd out about whatever that grape variety of the week was, and I just became obsessed.
That is so cool. I think it's such an important thing too, to find that cool little nook wine store with cool people, you know, who I'm guessing, I don't know this store that you went to, but you know, that maybe I'm guessing they took kind of the pretentiousness out of it and were just cool and made it fun.
Yeah, it was predominantly a craft beer shop. Being
yeah.
Michigan on a college campus.
Sure.
I think it's called like
They know their
Blue Door
audience.
or something. But the guy was just so sweet. I would ask him questions. He'd lead me towards a bottle. Their selection wasn't very huge, so it wasn't
Sure.
overwhelming like going to, you know, Walmart or Meijer and
Right.
just the whole. It was a nice curated selection.
Very
It was,
cool.
it was a good way to learn.
That's great, and that's like, you know, that's as you kind of mentioned, like you started off with like Artemis and like stuff like that, and you kind of, but it's cool that you found that, and I know now that you have Wine with Paige, you really emphasize kind of highlighting boutique and often undiscovered wines. You know, is that related to like kind of that wine shop that you found? You know, what brought you to focusing on smaller producers rather than just the bigger household names out there?
I mean, I'm sure that ties in, but I think part of it also was starting my career. So I started as a fashion buyer for Bloomingdale's, and I love the act of curation. And one of the like most fun parts of that job was discovering the like off the beaten path gems. And I feel like I very much carried that into wine. And I don't know, there's also just something special about supporting people who are directly related to the wine, right? Like you go into
Totally.
like little winery, it's the mom and pop, like they crush the grapes, they, you know, put their heart and soul into the bottle. And that story is just so much more interesting than here's a mass produced wine that tastes the same every year.
Sure, and it's so wild. Like we talk about this on the show all the time. The number of wines or wineries, vineyards we've had on the show that you just kind of like assume you're like, oh, I'm buying this here, so it must be this massive operation. And then you like reach out and you get like an email back or a call back from, you know, someone who's like, oh, hi, thank you so much for trying our wine. It's just me and my family, and my dad founded the vineyard, and we live on this little estate in Germany or Italy, and they're just, everyone we've talked to is just so warm and inviting and excited about the wines they're producing. So just that idea of like, you want to support the people who are actually like connected to the wine is so important, especially in this industry. Like when you can get kind of blown out by these massive vineyards that are now just huge portfolios, like we want to find the people that, you know, are still putting their heart and soul into it, like you said.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what blows my mind too about that whole thing is you're not even talking about, in most cases, spending a ton more money. It's just, it's better quality. There it
All
is.
right,
Hi.
which
This
one
is
is
Arwen.
this? Armin.
Listener
This
at
is
home,
Arwen.
if you're not watching, there is a very cute cat on the screen with Paige right now.
She was trying to eat my feet. I call her my little shark. She thinks it's fun to
Go.
nibble toes.
Love it.
Yeah. My dog Ellie is usually on the floor by my feet, and if I tried to pick her up the way you just picked up your cat, she would have like ripped out of my arms and disappeared. She's just not she's not a cuddler or a pick-upable pup.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know how I would feel if I was a little animal and all of a sudden, like, you know,
I'm in the
you're just
air.
minding your own business, and then all of a sudden,
That is
I'm just trying to eat this foot, and all of a sudden I'm just in the air.
I've conditioned my cats. They have no choice.
Nice, yeah. Love it. I love how this, even just this conversation ties in almost with the next thing I want to ask, because it's, we're talking wine, we're just having random fun. But what strikes me about your journey, Paige, is like we've been talking about, you started, I love that it was wine for dummies, and I love that it was, some of the sweet stuff, and you gradually went into, bigger and bolder and maybe more refined wines. I mean, to the point where, like we mentioned up front, WSET Level 3, certified American wine expert. So, you have the fun side, but also, I mean, you were educated on wine, and I'm sure have, tried a lot of really, really elegant wines, and you have this formal education. But Wine with Paige, one of the things I love is it's just, super fun. And you talk about these amazing, American wines, a lot of California. I see you're in, Washington and just kind of all over. But, how do you balance the formal, the science, the nerdy side of you with the really fun, approachable content that you're creating and making it engaging for people?
It's a great question. It's just kind of inherently my personality. I'm a little bit irreverent. Like, I want to have fun. I like making things whimsical. So I'm drinking my witch's brew out of a coupe with a cute little bow on it.
Oh, Joel loves a coupe.
We got to talk about this, Paige. Every time we do, bubbles of any kind, I love a good coupe. I know it's not ideal for, getting all the aromas and stuff.
I don't drink bubbles out of coupes, though. I'd rather have my bubbles out of a regular wine glass.
See,
but
Joel,
I like
no one's with you on that,
wines.
Joel. No one's with you on it. So you thought you had an ally in this moment. You don't.
I really did.
You
I thought
you're still alone.
I love them, just not for that.
Understood. Okay. All right. Man, maybe I got to really consider starting to drink my bubbles out
Reevaluate
of
your life.
a white wine glass. Shoot. All right. Well, I can't wait to show you what I'm going to be drinking my wine out of today, because I love that. I'm sorry. I feel like I cut you off. Do you want to add more to that one too?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, wine doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's not supposed to be experienced the way traditional wine journalists look at wine, where they're in kind of a sterile environment. They're tasting wine after wine after wine and evaluating it on a 100-point score. Like, wine is meant to be experienced, and that's what I really try to bring to my Instagram, my photos, my videos, is that experiential aspect. So, showing the everyday magic and how wine invites you to slow down, or showing a cool wine tasting. Or I have this really fun project where I do inspired by the bottle photo shoots. So really cool, unique labels, since that's the way most people actually buy wine statistically.
Sure.
Really cool labels turned into conceptual photo shoots, which is fun. I don't know. I like to I mesh all my interests together, I guess.
Yeah.
Did I pick up on Instagram? Are you a big horror movie fan, or was that just for a few photos?
That's a complicated answer. Yes, I've seen like every horror movie ever made that's important up until 2020, and then I realized for my mental health, horror movies probably weren't the best.
I was gonna say, you got like a Midsummer kind of theme going on there, and I'm like, oh, these photos are beautiful and so intense, and that movie's really intense.
I love that movie more in hindsight than when I actually saw it. I feel like I had to sit with it for apparently years, and now I'm like obsessed and kind of want to rewatch it. And also, again, not sure that I can.
I only watch that in clips at this point. I'm just like, oh god, amazing. So I mean, like, so that's like, the next question. We thought about a bunch of questions for you, and like kind of diving into different things. But I just want to give you time to talk about, you have so many. I clicked on your link of all your projects, and you have all of these different, pokers in the fire, and just so much going on. So like for you, like what is your big vision for Wine with Paige, and like what do you see yourself doing? What do you most focus on? Like what are you enjoying the most in the work?
I think that answer probably changes on a daily basis.
Sure.
The one thing that I always go back to, and like my preferred job title, is digital storyteller. Like everything I do is about storytelling. I just kind of change the medium for that depending on what I'm doing. So Instagram, being a quote unquote influencer, is the largest part of my job, but I also do social media for wineries where I tell their story on their social media pages. I do freelance photography for wineries. I plan itineraries for people visiting Napa or Sonoma, which is a recent addition and really fun.
Yeah.
I write freelance articles. I do a lot of different things. I think that's one of the reasons I like owning my own business is because I can twist and turn and
Yeah.
pivot and lean into whatever is interesting and revenue generating at the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Importantly, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I get bored easily. Eventually, I plan to do, going back to the wine education piece, I did both my WSET 2, 3, and then also my Certified American Wine Expert course. I did all of those when I was working in corporate for Walmart, just for fun, just because I'm a nerd and wanted to learn more. I had no real plans of ever working in the wine industry.
Yeah.
I'm just a nerd and wanted to learn, but eventually would love to go on and do my diploma.
Sure.
But being a business owner, it's kind of harder to balance that. So it's back
Sure.
burner for now. But someday I'll start it. I promise.
Totally.
Yeah.
I mean,
No.
amazing. Joel and I tell people all the time we're going to get any of our WSET certifications.
We gotta do
and
it.
then, you got to go take the kids to school.
Yeah.
Life is hard. But I mean, the cool thing about would you say your business is just like any direction of wine that you are like from like writing to photography to I think there's like fashion aspects in your website. So
yeah.
it's just like I guess that's a really cool thing about wine, right? It's just like you can take it in a million different directions.
Yeah, it touches so many different things, and there's so many. I really had no idea the breadth of career options, both like traditionally and then non-traditionally with what I'm doing that are in the wine industry. Like you think,
Sure.
grape grower, winemaker, but there's
Sure.
people there's winery accountants. Like
Yeah.
there's a ton of options.
That's been really cool too. Is as we were kind of starting to talk to people, just kind of in the industry, we assumed it was going to be. I think I at least assumed it was going to be winemakers, and I love talking to winemakers. But you're right. I mean, we've talked to like distributors and people who
Wine
are just
club owners and
Exactly,
wine education.
exactly.
Yeah.
For sure, so many different avenues, everything just related to this wonderful world of wine. Okay, I have just some random last couple of questions, a couple of hot take rapid fire questions, Paige, if that's okay.
Okay.
Okay. What's your favorite cheap wine? Maybe it's one we're trying today, but what's your favorite cheap wine?
I think I'd say, Witch's Brew. Yeah.
Nice. Okay,
I drink it every
amazing.
October without fail for like the last 12 years. So
I mean, that's great. And I realize we've kind of been hiding the ball this whole episode, so we haven't actually said we're drinking. So we got our Witch's Brew mulled wine, that we'll give the deets in a second, but that's at $9 to $10 definitely counts as a cheap wine for sure.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
It's funny,
yes.
when I first moved to California, it wasn't available here, and I literally ordered a case of it and paid a crazy amount of
wow.
shipping.
I love that.
Now thankfully I'm pretty sure like nationally distributed, or at least most states have it. Like it's at Trader
For sure.
Joe's and World Market. So much
Absolutely.
easier for me.
Okay, last question, then we'll get into this wine because I am itching to really to get into this one here. So last question, is there a wine, a type of wine, a wine trend, whatever it may be, that you think is kind of overrated? You're done with it?
Yeah. That I actually don't have as many feelings on, I guess.
Nice.
I just am such a big believer that you should drink what you like, and I'm not going to judge
Yeah.
you for whatever that is, whether that's,
Love that.
$300 Napa cult wines or $10 Witch's Brew. Like, drink what you
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, so maybe
Beautiful.
it's the judging of people's wine tastes
Yes.
that's overrated.
You're over it.
Yeah.
I am very over it.
I love
Beautiful.
it. I love it. Well, awesome, Paige. Yeah, I appreciate you, sharing a bit just about your story and, everything and get to know you a little bit better. And really appreciate you also bringing this wine into our atmosphere here because it was not on my radar, and I'm excited to get into it. So, Aaron, can you tell everybody a little bit more about this Witch's Brew that we're going to be trying today?
Yeah, so this is from Leelanau Cellars, which is in Michigan. I think this is our first Michigan wine on the show ever. It is a red blend. We did some digging to no avail. They're keeping this a secret somewhere. And again, vintage. This is a non-vintage wine. We're just going to call it vintage Halloween.
Halloween.
And it runs around $10. And the ABV, from what I could see, kind of wavers between 12.5 and 13% alcohol. And this
You've
is
seen some wavering on this?
yeah. I looked back when I was popping up and the tech sheets from years past. Sometimes it's listed as 13%, and sometimes it's listed as 12.5%. What's this bottle listed as? I don't have it in front of me right now.
Mine says 12 and a half.
Mine's
Okay.
12 and a half.
All right, so it's a lighter year. So this is a spicy mulled wine, and we're gonna get into it.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay.
Tastes like wine.
All right, guys. So let's do it the way we normally do it here. Obviously, for folks at home, I heated mine up, so I've got a little bit of a nice hot kind of steamy aroma thing going on. We'll do what we're smelling, do what we're tasting. So you guys getting on the nose?
This is probably the first wine we've ever done that I think everyone on the show has a significantly different temperature of their wine.
That's
right?
probably
Because Paige, I think you're drinking like room temperature, just wine as is. Joel, you have a hot one in front of you. I also warmed mine up, and I have a out of the fridge glass right here. So we have the whole gamut
Side by side.
of which is what they advertise too. They advertise like drink it however you want it, super chilled or super hot. So this is going to be interesting how that impacts the nose. Paige, did you want to start off? Tell us what you're getting on the nose there.
Yeah, sure. So I've never technically reviewed this wine. It's usually one I just sit with.
Yeah, it's fun.
I mean, kind of like apple spices on the nose. Some like cranberry, cinnamon, spiced apple rings. I don't know.
Nice.
It's
love
pretty
that.
simple, but like pleasant.
I love those calls. Aaron, what are you getting?
I would say this is really cool because having the heated up mug in front of me and then having the one out of the fridge, the aroma is wildly different. Like when I took the lazy way out, I know you did on your stove. I tossed a mug in the microwave, and as soon as I took it out, it like filled the kitchen. Like you just got hit in the face with the cinnamon, and like that the apple cider kind of just big like fall aromas coming right off it. But I will say, out of the fridge, the cinnamon's still there. But there's a little bit more of like the red fruit cranberry that kind of like gets to peek out more. I think more of the red blend traditional stuff that comes out when it's not heated. But the heat definitely brings out those big fall spices.
Interesting. I like that. The only thing I'll throw in there that I think you both nailed it. Just clove to me, big thing. Maybe like a little bit of just little oranginess, but yeah, clove is my big call out.
I'll call myself out for the listener. Joel and I were talking about this beforehand. I was like, when you make a mulled wine, you take all those little pointy things and you stick them in an apple, and he's like, cloves? I was like, yes.
Cloves.
You're
thinking of cloves.
I missed that entire very basic cooking spice from my brain. So cool.
I feel like that's kind of a weird one, honestly. I don't know that I've ever owned cloves.
I think it's very specific for if you're making like mulled wine or spiced rum or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
People who don't cook, I'm like, this is for alcohol. Like this just exists to make a drink.
We do a really good like holiday ham with cloves here, so maybe that's why it's like it's
in the
it's
Ladniski
in my
house.
head. And it's very tied to the holiday time period in my head too, so it's all clicking together.
All right.
Okay, drink this thing. What do you guys think? Okay, very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Paige, would you like to do the honors of going first on this one as well?
Yeah, so at room temperature, a lot of the red fruit, cranberries, a little bit of like kind of dried cherry, lots of spice, cinnamon, cloves, still that like spiced apple ring kind of flavor.
Yeah.
Pretty much it. Just fun. It is a what? Not quite sweet, but it's sweet.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Yeah, definitely on the sweetness, it's like up there, and then everything else to me feels like, medium low, like the acidity, the body, there's no tannins in this like red wine. Like there's just like it's kind of incredible. It's a red blend that's entirely absent of tannins.
That's probably why I liked it as my gateway red wine.
Sure.
Because
Yeah.
tannins are scary when you're starting.
Sure.
Like, this is very easy.
Yeah,
Definitely.
and I think the thing that kind of makes it outside of like the cinnamon and the apple that you like, that is more overbearing than you get in a normal wine. The fact that that is so much there with the absence of tannins just creates like a whole nother mouthfeel for this wine that is just unique to mulled wine, right? There's nothing else that's going to kind of, tap that same place on your palate.
Damn, Aaron. That was deep stuff, man. I was just gonna say it's coming off a little bit like apple cider to me, and that's not a bad thing. I don't think.
Sure, but like good
yeah.
apple cider, like the actual,
Yeah.
the stuff you'd get like at the cidery.
Yeah, and it's that same kind of like. I don't know if this is gonna make any sense, but it's all treble. There's no real bass here for me. It's all very
Back to the music analogies.
oddly like bright in a way. Even though I feel like most of the fruits that we're calling out are like, red fruits and, maybe a little bit of, overripe stuff sometimes, but it's somehow still, it's like very, very bright and not a lot of like undertow, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Cool. And again, the only wine that we've ever had on the show that the producers like drink this at any temperature you so desire. Like there's no wrong answers. Leave it in the snow, put it on the stove. You're good.
Also, the first time that the producer's just been like, "It's a secret. What's in here? These are secret grapes. We can't. We're not going to tell you."
Stop asking. Just drink it. Shut up.
That's not what this is about.
It's
Yeah.
cinnamon.
Yeah, exactly. All right, love it. I think super fun. Love the call outs. I think just in general, a fun. They're trying to be fun here, and I'm not going to get into my review yet, but I think that's what they're going for.
But you gonna say fun again?
I'll say fun one more time.
One more fun.
because it's fun. Aaron, we're gonna do a little different style here. Obviously, Colin is our rock and anchor for the most part when it comes to knowledge and learning new things. But Aaron, you have done some amazing segments in the past. We're gonna do a couple of quick wine drops. You're gonna give us some fast facts about mulled wine. Hit it.
Time to drop some knowledge. Wine drops.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think the cool thing about mulled wine is that it's been around forever, right? I mean, like all wine's been around forever. We've talked about that, but the style has this really specific place throughout history. And so, mulled wine can first pop up in ancient Rome. The Romans heated their wine up and they infused it with spices, and that was a big part, honestly, about like staying warm. It was like a functional drink that they used in the wintertime to like help the people, feel comfortable when they were trying not to die of like exposure. And then it evolved even more during the Middle Ages. It became a medicine. Like they, the people believed that mulled wine would, cure ailments, that it had health benefits that would help them live longer. And so, they just drank it, which, I can get behind that, as part of just their day-to-day livelihood. And then mulled wine.
You know what's funny?
Yes.
Not
what's
to take you
funny?
off track, but
No, it's
I was
okay.
thinking this whole time, like, I don't think there's a medicinal or really herbal quality to what we're drinking, but the whole time I've been thinking I would be okay if there was. Like, I feel like that'd be kind of nice in here.
I know I shouldn't drink wine if I have a cold, but I kind of want to heat this up if I have a cold and like sit
like a
with
hot
blanket
toddy.
around me. And yeah, exactly. It's like, this probably isn't good for me.
Yeah, but if you made actual mulled wine where you knew that it was like real cinnamon, like cinnamon has health benefits, right? So
100%.
maybe.
Yeah, and I think when we get in our review a little bit, we should have a little bit of that discussion of like bottled mulled wine versus like do it yourself at home, because I think there is that aspect of that. But yeah, totally. Like I totally get that vibe, and I have to imagine also in like the Middle Ages, like it was probably more of that. And then it absolutely blew up in the Victorian era in the 1800s, thanks to Charles Dickens and A Christmas Carol, a story that we've all heard, I think, at this point, because they refer to a drink called the Smoking Bishop in the play, which is a type of mulled port. And so that's kind of what solidified mulled wine as kind of a new age Christmas drink. It just became associated with the Christmas Carol and then became tradition to drink mulled wine during the holidays. Also blew up in Scandinavia and Germany, and here are some fun words. In Sweden, it's called glögg, and in Germany, it's called glühwein. And, you know, those are big holiday drinks where you might drop raisins and almonds in your drink. Today, it's just a massive holiday-style drink. So kind of cool. Been around for a couple thousand years, kind of evolved over time. I don't think we're really drinking it to, you know, for our health anymore, but we're drinking it for fun. And so that's pretty cool.
Which is kind of for your health.
Yeah. And that's the history of mulled wine.
Love it. How do you do, Paige?
I learned something new. That was fun.
Nice.
Hey.
Nice.
Did I miss anything? Anyone else know any mulled wine facts?
No, but I would like to call out that Leelanau Cellars is in Leelanau, Michigan, which is a wine region in Michigan, which is pretty fun.
That is
That
fun.
is pretty fun. I don't think
Love it.
that I knew that there were
A wine region.
many wine regions in Michigan. Or
That
any, to be
is
honest
the
with you.
main wine region.
Yeah. Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah, because
That's very
there's a
cool.
Lake Leelanau, that helps moderate temperatures, so it's not horrendously cold in the winter as much as the rest of the state, and so vines can grow better there than
I was
elsewhere
gonna
in
say,
the
like,
state.
do they have just like a much shorter harvest season, or is it like just like a really intense, like we got to get this done before?
I'm
ridiculous
actually not
Michigan winter?
positive, but I would
Alright,
assume so,
Yeah.
and they lean into like hybrid grape varieties.
Oh, very cool.
That's what I was going to ask, if there's a grape that they're especially known for there.
Yeah, more whites, Riesling, and then hybrids.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
The
Yeah.
one like Finger Lakes, you know, which I
Yeah.
know is not that we've done. It's
But
just
not-
ice wine.
But different than the Finger Lakes. But they do make ice wine. That's actually, so I feel like when I was going through my WSET, I was one of the few people in my California-based course that had ice wine because I was from Michigan, and it's just, it's there. It's easy. You can buy it on the grocery store shelf at Meyer. Their ice wine is
Like,
good.
how does she know so much about ice wine? That's crazy. Yeah.
I grew up in the cold
There you go.
before I
Yes.
escaped.
I was born in the darkness.
Awesome. Well, thank you both. I feel like I just learned a whole bunch right there. That's awesome. Well, very cool. All right. So I'd say at this point, let's go ahead and give this thing a review. Our first mulled wine review. Let's do it.
Yeah, but did they like it? It's time for the review.
Okay, so tradition on the show page is the person who brought the wine to the show gets to go last. So we will do that honor here as well. And Aaron, I'll go ahead and throw it to you, sir, to kick us off with your
Yeah, so as a quick reminder for our listener, we do not use numbers on the show. We don't believe in numbers. We don't like rubrics. Doesn't tell anyone to the average person. Average person looking for wine, there's nothing different between 90 and 95 points. What we believe in is why you drinking this wine, who you drinking this wine with, what are the vibes of the wine. So in the show, you know, a must-share wine is the wine that we're like recommending, a great wine that you should bring, you should share with people, you should talk about it. It's just a good wine. Then there's our casual sippers, which it might be a good wine, it might be an okay wine, but it's just tasty and you like it and whatever, and it's probably affordable and you're gonna drink it around the house. Maybe it's not the one you bring to Christmas dinner with you, but it's a good wine and have fun with it. And then our backup wines are the ones that are not that great, but you break them out when you need them, and the drain wines, which we would not recommend drinking. We don't like to be too judgy, but just don't drink those ones. So that's it. Casual must share, backup drain. Yeah, so for me, I think this is a really nice casual sipper with specifically in the vibes of like wintertime and like, you know, am I gonna drink this in June? Probably not. I don't think I'm gonna keep this like on the shelf and just have it around my house. But knowing that this exists, and if I'm going to a holiday party or I'm going to a Halloween party or I'm just gonna be sitting out on the porch, it's a cold porch pounder, a porch sipper, a cold, you know, like I don't know, like it's just like if I'm sitting outside by a fire. This actually feels just like a really nice thing to grab. Now, would I like to make my own mulled wine with like a red blend and like do the whole thing? If I had the time, like that's probably what I'd want to do. But if I don't, and I just need to grab a bottle and have fun, it's $9. It's a casual sipper. It's great.
Yeah. I'm gonna say I'm right there with you. This is fun. It's kind of like what I was saying before. It's fun. This sets out to be fun. It's not. Nothing about this is serious, and I think that's great. I will say, I had really low expectations. I was not. I was not sure where this was gonna go, and then it's fine. It's fun, and I love the idea of this being a thing that you get into every Halloween, every October. It's like your go-to thing. I could see friends just being into it just because of the vibe and just the whole thing that it's trying to do. So casual sipper, really fun, and glad to have it in my world here, but probably, like you said, too, only in this time frame. Paige, what do you think?
Yeah, definitely a casual sipper. There's no way around that.
Yeah.
I will say I do keep it on my shelf year round because I'm always afraid that they won't have it next year, so I accidentally stock up. But it's perfect.
Which is a smart move.
It's like perfect for like last year I had a bunch of girlfriends over and we painted pumpkins and we watched Practical Magic and this was what we drank. We opened like some other bottles, but honestly this was like the crowd favorite just because it's so easy. You don't think about it. It just feels very seasonal and fun. Fun.
Perfect.
Yeah. It's fun.
I love it.
Fun,
love it.
casual, fun. And $9. Like, honestly, like.
And $9.
Right?
I
You can afford to try it and dump it if you don't like it.
Yeah.
It's easy.
Exactly.
I did have to go to a place called World Market that I've never been to before, that literally the entire store smelt like this wine. It's just like you walked in, it was just cinnamon and wood was the whole store.
You've never been to World Market?
I had never been to a World
You're
Market.
welcome for the introduction.
Thank you. I now know where to go get this wine, and I did have to make myself leave really quickly because I was like, look at all these unfinished chairs. I could totally print those chairs because I'm an old man, and that's what I thought of. So it's fine.
See, versus I'm like, I got those candlesticks there. The table I'm sitting at is from there. What else? I feel like
Perfect.
there's like multiple things around me that are just from. Oh, this big plant is from World Market too.
I love it. See,
Awesome.
Opening up new doors for you, not just in wine, but also
I have a new
retail
wine
locations.
and a new store. Yeah,
There you
great.
go. That's awesome. We should be sponsored by World Market now.
Yeah, seriously.
Let's see.
We will be reaching out, World Market. Thank you.
totally.
I'm pretty sure I deserve the sponsorship because I introduced
Yeah,
you.
100%.
We'll
I
share
said
it. We'll share it. We'll
the
say,
collective
Pete,
we.
you're all
yeah.
here. Yeah.
Okay.
Stop wasting
World
your
Market.
wine. X. Wine with Paige. That's how the
Love
kids
it.
do it, right?
All right, so there you have it. I mean, what else can you say? Fun. Go try it. Not a waste of your wine. Enjoy it, especially in this season. Just great. Just, give it a go. Give it a go. Paige, before we let you go, can we play a quick favorite game here? It's called Pinot or Chardonnay.
Let's do it.
All right. So, hey, listen, if you haven't played this game before, if you haven't heard this, I'm going to have a quick scenario here. And we just need to know, is it a Pinot for you? No, I'm not into that. Or a Chardonnay? That sounds great. Aaron, I believe you have our Pinot or Chardonnay.
Yeah, and we kind of talked about it a little bit in passing, so I'm going to kind of spice it up a little bit more, no pun intending. So you are at a pool party, middle of the summer, July. The party is full swing. They run out of wine, and all they have left is Witch's Brew. Heated up mulled wine.
It's hot.
It is. Yeah, they just, I don't
It's
know
in
why.
a crock pot.
It was in a crock pot. Someone made that choice. And now there's no going back. At that point, are we so into this wine that we just say Chardonnay? Like, who cares? I'm gonna sit here with my Witch's Brew mulled wine. Or at that point, is a Pinot? I'm done drinking for the night.
It's probably a Pinot at that point.
No.
I don't know that I could
No
drink
commitment.
hot wine
What
in
about
the middle of summer.
What about just? Are we drinking this chilled? Can we chill this? And would we feel good about it in the summertime?
Yeah, Chardonnay. Yay, Chardonnay.
Yay.
That one's hard. Chardonnay. Yay.
Chardonnay. Yay. Yeah. We actually had someone
so it's
reach
a
out once and
temperature
tell us
thing.
we were spelling it wrong. They're like, "You're spelling Chardonnay wrong." I'm like, "Yo, just
We know.
get the pun, man. Stop emailing me."
That's funny.
Yeah. So, Joe, are you going to try the hot wine, or do you insist on the chill?
One clarifying question. We've run out of
There's no other wine. This is
cold
your own
drinks.
choice.
There's no other
This is
no
it.
beer.
There's no
in the
beer. There's
cooler.
no. The tap water shut off. There's nothing.
Here's the thing. I live in Florida,
Oh, you'll die.
and I know, don't get me started. But it'll be really, really hot in the summer, and I am even with my coffee, I don't drink cold coffee. I think it's weird. I need hot coffee always. It'll be like 105 degrees. I'm walking around sweating my face off, drinking my hot coffee. So I think in this situation, I'm gonna go ahead and Chardonnay that.
Wow,
I'll go for
just
it. Why not?
committing to the. Good for you, man.
I'm by the pool. I'll go cool off in there. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
Sit in the pool with the steam coming out of your mug.
Yeah, exactly.
It does.
It's like the weirdest Folgers commercial ever.
No, I think I'm with Paige on this one. I think it is a shout out to the versatility of this wine, that it is a wine that you could chill and maybe drink. Maybe the spices aren't going to land right with you in July, but if you have to, you can chill it or you can drink it hot. And either way, it's fun in its own way. So yeah, Pinot to the hot, but Chardonnay to the chilled, 100%.
Fair. All right, love it. Some mixed answers there. I love when that's the case. So well done, everybody. All right, listen, I think we've done it. This has been just an absolute pleasure. Paige, can't tell you how much we appreciate you coming and hanging out and sharing this wine and a bit of your story with us. It's been great. And what do you want the listener to know? How can they hang out with you? How can they find your stuff? Where do you want them to go?
Yeah, the best way is to follow me on Instagram at winewithpaige, or I also have a whole load of content on my blog, winewithpaige.com, as well as links to my services, which I mentioned I do everything under the sun. So check me out.
Awesome. Sounds good. And then Aaron, if folks want to hang out with the Stop Wasting Your Wine crew, what can they do?
Yeah, same thing. Follow us on Instagram, Stop Wasting Your Wine. Check us out, stopwastingwine.com. Follow us wherever you're listening. A lot of folks listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Just make sure you're following us and subscribe to the show.
That's it. It's easy. Paige, once again, thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, did you have something just pop in?
No, I need to ask a favor of Paige, and I don't know if Paige is going to be down, but if you are, at the end of every show since the beginning of the show, Joel has a little send-off, and I have a little send-off, and Colin is always the last first, and Colin always kind of goes, bye, and that's how he ends the show. Okay. And now he's not here. Can you do, the high-pitched bye at the very end for Colin?
You have to do this.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Bye. That's perfect.
Yeah.
He's got it.
Okay.
So it's Joel, and then me, and then you, all right? This is going to be perfect.
Okay. We'll give you one of these when it's time.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. All right. Well, once again, Paige, just amazing to have you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. This was so much fun.
Anytime.
Thank you so much. We'd love to have you back anytime. And listen, listener, thank you for hanging out with us as well. Always a pleasure. And we'll see you here next week again for another great episode. And remember, stop wasting your wine.
Bye, y'all.